I sold some stuff over the weekend, actually 15 items on eBay, including lots. And I sold 5 items on Amazon. Another one came in after I was already home, or almost home anyway. So I sold 6 actually, but I had only had was able to pick out 5. So a total of 20 sales over the weekend. I want to focus on these 2 books because this was a really amazing sale. But I also sold this lot of modern library books. If you come across, there's only 5 of them, but if you come across a bunch of them, put them together in a lot, sell them pretty quickly. I had them listed for $24.99, but I took a much lower offer, $15, so I won't make much money off them. But they were free and they sold right away. So if you can sell stuff really quickly, it's always better. In general, unless you're getting, can get a lot of money for something. But anyway, that kind of thing that takes up some space. I could have countered with $20, but there's a lot of modern library books for sale on eBay. I have many lots of them. So it makes more sense for me to just, for me anyway, just take the $15 and keep it going. And I sold 2 loose disc lots. One of them is, let's see, is this. These are movies. And I was surprised it didn't sell for as much as I thought it would. But nonetheless, I sold it for less than I thought. How much did I sell it for? I ended up selling it for, believe it or not, $10.59. And then these, which are loose TV show. Loose DVDs that are TV shows. That sold for $18.51. I do auctions, so I'm just trying to get rid of them quickly. I thought that would sell for a lot more, much more like $30 or something, but ended up not being the case. There were 291 of these, the movies, and 230 some odd of the TV shows. So usually the TV shows don't do as well. But anyway, I'm getting rid of them. I still think it's better than throwing them out. It doesn't take. I mean, I collect. I mean, I collect them, but I keep on piling them there on the side, as you see in my warehouse, until I get enough to do a lot, and then I take some pictures. And it's not that time consuming. They used to do a lot better, but it's up to you. I want to get away from this stuff, but I'm still going to be going into Gaylords in the near future, mixed media, so I'll probably still be doing this stuff. But in general, I don't want to be doing it that often. And then I sold all of this. That book I just listed recently. This one's been listed for a while. That one's been listed for a while. That one's been listed for a while. That DVD sold. These 2 CDs not these 2. This one I just listed, sold for $30. It's still sealed. It's like a more rare one in the sense of not a big band, but harder to find, especially sealed. If you come across this one, Amos Lee, I would sell it. Put it up on eBay. It's pretty rare. It doesn't have very many songs. This came from the Gaylord. Both of these came from those 5 Gaylords of loose CDs. So this one sold for $30. This one sold for $30. So that's $60. And I also sold 14 Peanuts VHS tapes for $39 and change plus shipping. These have been sitting a little while, but when you get a bunch of them together, you can make some good money. I think it also had to do with the fact that a lot of these are holiday related, so they've been sitting for a few months, but they sold for some good money. These were from those donations that I got of VHS tapes and DVDs, kids VHS tapes and DVDs back in May. So it did take a few months, but nonetheless sold for some good money. I also sold this CD, which I just listed. It's something like Spectacular Japanese Club Pop, something like that. Sold for $16 and change. This one's a signed vintage sci-fi book signed by Alan Foster, Dean Foster, Orphan Star, and I don't remember how much that sold for. That sold for $10 plus shipping. Now the one I really want to talk about is this sale of these 2 books, which are obviously from what is it called? The Tolkien universe. J.R.R. Tolkien, Road Goes Ever On. This is music created for the series. or the, movie series, book series, etc. Um, there's first edition and second edition. It says music by Donald Swan, I guess Swan. This first one's from 1967, first printing. And then this one is from, I believe, 1978, as you can see here. And so combined, you could actually sell them individually for good money, but combined, I sold them for $219 plus shipping. So be on the lookout for these. There's a lot of books, and I've shared them with you, and I've already sold a lot of them from a donation I got back in July from a longtime customer. And there's a lot of books in the Tolkien, world, Lord of the Rings world and universe that go for really good money, especially if you have the hardcover copies, first editions with the dust jacket, all that kind of stuff. As you can see, there's actual music in here. So be on the lookout for these, because like I said, even if you find them individually, you can sell them for probably over $100, or close to it. I think they do go individually over $100, but put them together. It took a few months to sell since July, but I'd say that's a nice sale, and it's worth the wait for sure. So this is not a BOLO in the sense of you're going to find these, really as if you're going to ever find them. It's unlikely that I will come across these again. I hadn't come across them in the many years before. I came across them this year, and I probably won't again, but you never know. I mean, just by looking at them, if you saw them in the bookstore, wouldn't you immediately pull them off the shelf and take a look? And especially even the spine, I would take a look at it. Tolkien, the road goes ever on, etc. I would immediately think that these were potentially worth some money, and it turns out that they are. So get to know certain books. I mean, get to know, or I should say, expand your database in your brain, because these are older books. They don't have, barcodes on the back. This does have an ISBN, but a lot of people would possibly skip these, which is crazy. This is why I recommend mixing, Amazon and eBay together. If you're doing books and other media, it's really good to have two marketplaces to put these kind of books on. These do better. These kind of books typically do better on eBay. Collectible, rare, first edition, first printing type of books, especially lots, of course, as well. Because you have the advantage of being able to upload all the photos and people actually look at the photos versus Amazon, where they, are not going to be looking for photos of used items. So this was a really great sale, and it really helped the overall weekend of sales. Plus, of course, the 5 and another one of the Amazon merchant fulfilled sales. So keep working hard, keep listing. We're in October now, halfway through October, and sales should just continue to increase, whatever you're selling. But the more you list, the more the more you sell. Really, it's the bottom line. Don't keep that stuff in the drafts for eBay. List it as soon as you possibly can. All right, guys. So keep this in your brain. These two books, if you see them out there, pick them up. Unless people want $100 each, then it's not worth it. All right, guys. See you in the next video. Take care.